Hello and welcome to Dave the Soup Betting. This is the Horses for the Notebook series. I put it out every Sunday. Horses which have been unlucky in running, or maybe the jockey's not tried as hard as they should have. They're sent in by viewers and I put them out there as potential winners sooner rather than later. So let's crack on. Here's the first one, and it was sent in by Squidder 1000. So, the one we're interested in here is the one in the Cheveley Park colours, which is the blue cap, the red with the white cross belt. This is a mile 6 race, barring 2 yards, at Redcar. They've travelled about 2 furlongs and they're coming to the bend. So watch what happens at the bend.
Second and third, with up towards the out in the black, the jacket.
So he got checked up on the bend. Lost a bit of ground and is in rear. You're just pushing it along a little bit there, bumping it along. And as you can see now, he's a solid 8 length off the lead. Let me fast forward this. So it's still towards the rear. There's a few of these being hit and pushed. And we're approaching, I think we've just gone past the 2-pole. And here he is. It's going very nicely. Very nicely indeed. Just pushing it. So he's somewhere out. Still going very well in the crouch position. He's not hit the horse or anything. The 2-pole now. These are all being whacked. It's at the 2-pole. 1-8 there. Okay. The horse is running on. The horse is running on. It's staying on. But there's no urgency from the jockey at all. No urgency. There he is. He never hit it again. Well, to me, a very funny ride. A very funny ride. I don't think the horse was wanted that day. It was favourite, but I don't think it was wanted. I think they appeared to be trying to see if it stayed the distance. Prescott's one for having distance horses. Let's have a look at its form. The horse is trained by Sir Mark Prescott, obviously Cheveley Park stud, and it's called Apostle. It's only a 3-year-old. If you look at its form, that was only its 3rd run this year, only its 2nd run on the turf, and its 1st ever try at 1 mile 6. It'd been running at a mile and 7 furlongs first time out on the all-weather. And it was, well, very tenderly ridden. Let's see what the Racing Post has to say. 0 to 60. Now, the winner was rated 50, so it wasn't a great race overall. 4-year-old, a 7-year-old 57 second, a 3-year-old rated 63rd. And we got Apostle here in 5th. 9 stone 1, 11 to 8 favourites, betting 4 3/4 length. Raced awkwardly throughout, towards the rear, short of room on turn, which is when it got hustled back, after 2 furlongs. Some headway, 3 furlong out, ung left, 2 out. Soon ridden and said it flashed its tail, but I didn't see that. Kept on, but no impression inside final furlong. I don't think there was a lot of effort. I really, really don't. I think one crack and pushed along. I think they were testing the water to see if the horse would stay the 1 mile 6, which I think it did. It'll not go up anything for that. Might even go down a pound. Definitely. One for the notebook there, definitely. There you go. I think you'd agreed they were seeing if the horse stayed a mile 6. It patently does. It's off a very low mark, and to me it looks a winner just waiting to happen. The next horse was sent in by No Patea for Shannon. Yet again, Shannon, you're not going to Thailand. And this was at Haydock. Let's have a look at the race. So what we have here is a 7 furlong race at Haydock Park. We picked the race up at the 4 pole, and it's the one with the black cap in the beige spots, with black spots on the rail. So there it is on the rail, 3rd place, going very tidily. You need to be up with the pace at Haydock. And we're coming to the 2 pole. It's about going to make you move. There's nowhere. Now, he's allowed one up on his inside, nearly. So he's gone back to the rail. There's nowhere for him to come. There's no gap. Look, he's just checked it up there. Just checked it up at the furlong pole. There's nowhere for him to go. This is the half furlong pole. There's a wall of horses all going, surrounded, gone past him. He's never hit it, never pushed it out. He's just letting it come home. There it is, 3rd. Didn't even have a race. That was almost a gallop for the horse. Well, I don't think the horse had much of a race there. Not much of a race at all. It looked like a gallop. Let's have a look at its form. So this is Saturnalia's form. It's a 4-year-old trained by Richard Hughes. It's won 2 out of 10 on the all-weather. Placed 4 times. Never won on turf. 8 times. Come 2nd and 3rd once each. And this is the race at Haydock. It ran off 74. Let's have a look. Prominent, short of room and lost ground from over 1 furlong out. Ran on when in the clear towards finish. Went 4th, final strides. Jockey said Gelding was denied a clear run from 1 furlong out. Possibly even a little bit longer, to be honest. Oisin Murphy was on it. Not his best ride ever. It was a 0 to 75. Competitive, I would argue. 75, 73, 74. Saturnalia of 74. Time of the race was decent, only slow by standard by 1.16. Must be ready to rock and roll. It swings. All weather, all weather, all weather. Good to firm at Lingfield over 6. That was last year. It was full of running. Full of running. Turf-wise, we've not seen a lot of it on the turf, have we? Let's have a look lately. Salisbury 7 furlongs after a 73-day break. Then at Chester, that might be a bit tight for it. And then that run at Haydock, which is a straightforward track. Maybe a mile. Maybe a mile. Maybe back at 7 furlongs at a straightforward track, such as Haydock, Doncaster, anything like that. Or maybe it'll take a trip onto the all-weather again. Did look somewhat unlucky. Saturnalia, one for the notebook. Yeah, looks ready to win. Looks ready to win. Very unlucky. Very unlucky there. Looks ready to win. Get that in your notebook, definitely. The next horse was sent in by Kelly, and this ran at Leicester. Let's have a look at the race. So this is number 5, drawn 4 over 6 furlongs at Leicester. It's in the black, very dark colours. So it's the one in the black colours. 6 furlong at Leicester. It's a stiff track, Leicester. So he's got out. We're going about a furlong and he's just at the rear. He's trying to find a gap. And he's the one. Oh, he's the only one going well. I mean, he's not doing anything. He's not moving. He's not grooving. It's gone for a gap there. It's 1-8. It's staying on like a trooper. Pushing another 8. Staying on, staying on, staying on. I don't know about the jockey. Gone for a gap between horses. And there he is in the middle. That was a weird ride. Very weird. Let me just check that closing stages again. Now you can't see him. He's just behind this horse in the green colours. So he's whipped it just once there. Shaking it, shaking it. Now I would have thought he'd have gone wide of this one. And he goes for this gap in the middle. I think he has to briefly, just there he stopped riding very briefly. And he's unsure. He's in, look, oh. I don't think he was sure. I don't think he was sure whether or not to force his way through. Just really have another look. Just about there it was, look. Just there, he seems stood up. Look, he's not thoroughly, it wasn't pushing it out. He had to steady it or slightly stop his run. Well, to me, poor jockeyship springs to mind. Indecisiveness, hesitancy. Let's have a look at the form of the horse. Ultramarine's form, it's a 5-year-old gelding trained by David Evans. Quick blast from the back. It came over from Ireland. In Ireland, it ran once on the all-weather. The rest of them were turf. Then it went from Joseph O'Brien to John Butler off a marker 95 on its debut at Newcastle. And it ran at Win. Then it had a 255-day break and it got dropped £10. Ran a couple of races down the pan, soft and good to firm. Then it changed trainer again to David Evans. He got the horse off 72. Okay, won a few. Chelmsford over 6. Wolverhampton over 7. Kempton over 7. These were off 68 and 71. And then it won again at Kempton over 7 off 76. And it's rapidly gone down to a mark of 66. Now here's the bugbear. That looked a decent run at Leicester. But look at the jockey. Alexandra McDonald, £7 claimer. That was the poor jockey, the poor ride. So it was effectively running off 59. So £7 off 66, 59. It was a 0 to 70, yep, for 3-year-olds and upwards. Awkward start towards rear, waiting for Umo, over 1 out, well over 1 out. Ridden and Edway inside final furlong, keeping on when a bit short of room towards finish. I don't think the jockey had the bottle to go through with the ride between horses. A little bit hesitant. Now the problem is it's never won on turf. 0 from 22. Bit of placed action. All weather looks pretty decent. 1-4, placed 4 from 15. Looks definitely ready to rumble, as they say. 66, you put a jockey on it. I mean, it effectively ran off 59. I think she wasn't really worth the £7 claim, to be honest. Yeah, proper jockey on. Maybe the all-weather, but it was full of running over 6. And as shown, it has won over 7. So that's why it was staying on. Won at 6 at Chelmsford, more galloping track than Wolverhampton. So is Kempton. So, Ultramarine, get it in the notebook. You'll decide when you think it's going to win. Well, I mean, there it's £7 claimer. Too hesitant on the horse. I mean, you put a proper jockey on there, you're going to be £7 higher. It does look like a potential winner, definitely. Put it in the notebook. It depends on the jockey, but I didn't rate that jockey at all. I mean, I know £7 apprentice, you get what you pay for. Pay peanuts, you get monkeys, and the monkey could have probably ridden it better. Honourable mentions. Little Man, which was sent in by, excuse me, Thomas Niche. It's an honourable mention because he's had 16 runs and never won. But it is definitely off a winning mark, very low grade stuff. And I would like to add, for me, the horse needs juice. That run at air, a little bit unlucky. The ground was good, but it was on the soft side of good. It looked a difficult ride, to be honest, but go and have a look at it yourself. Little Man, Likleman. It ran at air, and I think it needs juice, or it's ran a couple of good races at Newcastle on the all-weather, which is the slowest of the all-weather tracks, over a mile. It does look to be off a decent mark, very low-grade stuff, but yeah, looks a winner waiting to happen. And the next honourable mention is for Aramis Grey, which was sent in by David Evans. The reason it's a 7-year-old, the reason I've not included it in the replays, it was unlucky at Windsor. If you go back 2 runs before that, it was also unlucky at Windsor again. It's absolutely handicapped to the hilt. It really is. But it doesn't mean it can't win off that mark. What I liked about the horse, take stakes races. It's run a couple of times in stakes races. It's run 48 times on turf and the all-weather. And it's either won or got placed 35, which is probably why it's handicapped to the hilt. It's a definite for play spots. It's a definite for forecast and tricast people. Whether or not it'll win or not, I don't know. It's not well handicapped at all. But twice it's been unlucky at Windsor. There's a lot of hard luck stories at Windsor. Well, that's it for another week. We've had a few winners from horses from the notebook, some of them prolific, like split 11s, three wins. Let's hope for some more winners. Get them in the notebook, get them on the tracker, and you'll be notified the night before they're running, and you won't miss any. This is Dave the Suit. Let's hope we can have a really good week ahead of us. Bye for now.